My name's Adam Monaco and I'm the Financial Controller for Hi-Tech Oils. With our national capacity, we can now service Australian companies nationwide. Of late, we have now expanded into the New Zealand market. Here at Hi-Tech Oils, we receive premium base oils and premium additive packs. Together, with our highly trained staff, we manufacture over 500 premium quality products. Hi-Tech Oils is Australian made and Australian owned.
On today's show, we head west to the Perth Motorplex as the biggest and baddest nitro-eating Outlaw funny cars do battle for bragging rights in the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro funny cars. Then we head over to the UK and to the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for round 6 of the British Sidecar Championship. And later in the show, we head to Sydney Motorsport Park for our continued final round coverage of the Hi-Tech Oils Australian FX Superbike Championship, featuring all of the major sports action. This is Speedweek.
Good drag race. Good old-fashioned drag race. Big reaction time advantage. Let's Boogie sneaks on through and does it on a whole shot in the race of the night.
We had 3 wins. I think we were the first time the series has had 3 winners or win 3 rounds of racing. So it basically came down to ET in the last round.
He's on target. What's the number? He's ticked the first box. He ticks the second box. 577, new leader.
We're out to get that 260 mile an hour off Rick. You know, he's so close to running that 260 mile an hour. He's ran 558 in Sydney, so like I said, a lot of rivalry this weekend. We're going to shoot for that 260 as well.
Very intense in a way, being the last round, going up against the LA Hooker, being the second fastest car in the field, a world record holder as well, LA Hooker. So we still had the Australian record holder and the former world record holder sitting there up for last pass for the win. So it was awesome just for that experience.
Oh, the LA Hooker has a pedal and it's going to be Gorsa with the win and the time, 5:66. Game, set, match. Nitro Express gets the win.
Perth crowd really seem to embrace drag racing. Nitro's very popular over here. Happy to have the series finally over here.
It's just unreal walking through the tunnels and just kind of walking out into almost a cauldron. And you can just imagine what it's like when the intensity of race day happens. It would just be unreal.
There is nothing around which compares. It's the smell, the sound, the rumble. You feel it in the stands, you feel it in the seat, you feel it back when you're in the pits. You know it's Nitro, you know what's happening out on the track at that point in time.
Really excited. You know, I heard the air's good, the track looks awesome, so yeah, I'm hoping to run some fast numbers.
Nitro Funny Car is the most explosive class in all the drag race.
You've got a lot of local cars here in Perth and they're all ready to mix it up with us from the other side of the country, so it's going to be good.
This is the best show on the planet, to see a Nitro Funny Car.
Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it loud, keep it going.
With these things, they're Nitro. They're a bomb.
Side by side, close to the wall and each other, racing.
Getting ready for round 2. 6 drivers tied on 3 points each. A dozen odd funny cars here tonight to put on a show. Yes, big burnouts. And now it's dark. Night has descended. We're going to get treated to some header flames.
The mojo in the paddock after that first round, Chad, was that
All of them underestimated the conditions, and they all felt like they underestimated things across the board. So expect some step-up times. Expect some step-up Nitro-style speeds in this crucial second round. It's really time to drive home some points here.
A lot of these teams have never raced at the Motorplex before, so they're just coming to handle just how grippy it is down there. Now, Hambridge has 3 points. Schultz only has 1 point right now after a loss. Needs a win here. Can Hambridge go through on perfect 6 points? Oh, he red lights!
And up into instant tyre smoke too for Hambridge. In the meantime, Schultz runs it through, and that is a great run for the General. 5.90. They are going to actually front half this car soon, talking to team principal Greg Schultz. But man, it looks like a bit of fume in the shutdown area. Replay.
Woo, man, that thing of Hambridge. First car to smoke the tyres tonight, by the way. So we said that they might step up the tune-ups a little bit now that they know the track can take so much more. There goes the General through the finish line.
Oh. Slow-mo replay tells the story up into tyre smoke, but these cars are so... In fact, there was a hint of shake. That's a cool replay with Dan Schultz, so they can step on it even more for that next round.
And importantly, no one's on 2 wins yet. We've only had that 1 pass in round 2. Keep an eye out for the guys going for 2 wins, which includes this man on screen in the skid. Wow, Nitro Thunder with a short straw here.
Yeah, so some difficulties for the Rory Taylor-tuned car there in the driver's right-hand lane.
Essentially a man with good alcohol experience. Rick Gorsey running in top alcohol funny car, but the other guy, fantastic racing cars with doors on. Actually used to be part of Victor Bray's 3-car operation.
Matt Abel is such a hard guy to read, Chad, in terms of personality and flow and confidence, but he is confident that this Nitro Thunder car can deliver the runs. Rory Taylor, so respected. I know the whole paddock, as I said earlier, think highly of him.
Oh, how's the fuel pouring out down there? Well, I think really, for Matt Abel, he's just a Northern Territorian. They're just chilled out. They are relaxed people, but he does know how to race. He has raced supercharged Outlaws as well as top door slammer here at the Plex. But man, this is a big ask.
Rick Gorsey bumped it in shallow. He's chasing ET. He's chasing speed. This car is on a run, Chad.
Big pull, this one, 567.
Side by side like that.
Both cars laying down monster runs. Both cars over 400 kilometres per hour. That's 250 mile per hour, but there's fire. There's fire underneath the Nitro Express. Oh.
Replay now. Wait for that shift at about 400 feet. Nails it.
Goes for the parachutes on the roof.
Carrying such speed, there's no wonder Chad is prepping early to release the chutes, but what's happened in the shutdown area here?
Oh, you can see the flames coming through down the bottom of the screen. So these cars typically very reliable. Very rarely do they actually hurt the engine, Dino. So what's happened here?
Great hit of flames early. It left beautifully. Look at this here, just sits down on that wheelie bar nicely. Nitro coursing through its veins here for Gorsey, so beautiful start. The front end lifted nicely, just nice and snug through the finish line here. Cool shot.
Yeah, the kids hanging off the fence here at the Plex tonight, enjoying watching cars go over 400 k's an hour, including the start line crew, and that's deserved because that is one of their fastest passes ever, let alone over here in the West on a track that they've not run at before. So really good work. Oh yeah, they love Nitro funny cars on this side of the country. They've been treated to fantastic cars like Alan Dobson driving the Green Machine in the past.
And this guy.
And this guy, another local boy who has raced door slammers, top alcohol, top fuel, but loves being enclosed in a funny car. Suits his crazy nature, I think.
And I think he's a roller door salesman. That's pretty bizarre, I know, but he lives for these things going sub 6 seconds. He just loves it. He says the cars get twitchy. You got to manhandle the beast, and he loves it. These cars run between 90 to 94% nitro to methanol. They play around with the air bleeders on the hat. They try and get the RPM around 2,700 RPM, which is quite docile when you think about a nitro car. But that's where the docile ends. That's when the there's no such thing as boring at any moment in these unpredictable machines. But the great thing about the Aeroflow circus, and it is a fantastic circus, they just put on a great show time after time.
Okay, so Rick Gorsey, the only driver on 2 wins so far. There's James Rowland just playing with those air bleeders that you mentioned earlier, trying to make sure that idle is perfect, and he says, go get him, Beggs, go get him, because he needs to win this race to match Gorsey on 6 points. Maurice McMillan sharp on the tree, like always.
Yep. Ready to hit that accelerator on the right-hand side. Pre-stage lights are on, waiting for him to bump in now. This is a marquee matchup right here.
Oh, Begley red lights. He's thrown it away at the tree. I don't think I've ever seen him red light in any category, and a 584 as well. But look at one bad Kiwi. You've got to say, the 576 would have won that race anyway had Beggs not red lit.
They were turning those motors hard, pushing 9,000 RPM. But as you said, Chad, the tail of the tape was the red light for Beggs, unfortunately. An LA hooker. Replay here once again. Check out the speed.
It's just madness. Maurice McMillan takes down another big name. He beat Darren Morgan in Sydney. That was one of the biggest scalps you'd think he could ever take, but this is another big one. He would have just seen the red light, I reckon, but there's no point stopping. Runner out the back door, throw the chutes out. And unfortunately won't go through on 6 points. Still Gorsey, the only driver on the maximum 6 points.
Paul Messinio now in Dark Horse. And I thought he's definitely a dark horse coming into this one to take out this round at the Perth Motorplex.
Messinio, though, up against Andrew Catavardis, the local star. Messinio lost on a whole shot in round 1, lost on a whole shot in round 3 in Sydney. He'd be stinging. Love the beach bomb, it's cool.
Wicked looking car.
And how good is it seeing young drivers in drag racing? Andrew Catavardis with his good friend Corey Marriott there looking through the window. His dad, Michael Marriott, helping to tune this car. Michael, an excellent pro stock tuner, standing there in the background as well. Difference in fuel pumps between these cars. This car's got the smaller old school one. This one's got the bigger one. Small fuel pump, about 100 litres per minute. An extra 30 litres per minute roughly on the bigger fuel pump. Gives you those bigger flames, but definitely makes it faster.
Well, the top fuel one typically has about 90 gallons of fuel. If you're thinking gallons, these cars up to 34.
Yeah.
So it's about getting the flame show, getting that fury, but also keeping them consistent and entertaining. And man, oh man, it has been that so far. On paper, Messinio's the big favourite, but Catavardis is learning fast.
There's the flames, that's the difference of fuel pumps, and that's the difference at the finish line. 578 with a wind light over 250 miles per hour. That's 400 clicks, thank you very much, and 3 points to Messinio, but he only moves along to 4 because he lost in round 1.
400 metres, 400 kilometres an hour. That's the power and fury of the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car Circus. As you said, that extra fuel pump, using every bit of those 34 gallons of fuel flow and getting it done. The Dark Horse, ready to have a say here tonight.
That dust is actually from the clutch. You hear the engine revving, then back down as it hits second gear, and again, whew, man, Andrew wants to maybe really tighten those belts for the third one because he's getting faster when 6.4 seconds, then 6.3 that time. Here's another driver on 3 points. It's all thanks to Aeroflow and Graham Cowan that we get to do this at the Plex.
Big burnout from the Red Devil, and the crowd make a heap of racket here at the Motorplex for this. But it's funny, isn't it? Catavardis, an altered driver in domestic ranks. And the same applies for this guy. Justin Walsh, man, he's raced some supercharged, big-time altered cars. So this is a natural progression for these sort of drivers. They like the elbows up. They like to really manhandle the butterfly steerer, and they get their wish in this series, and we love it.
So, we have only Rick Gorsey on 6 points. Both these drivers are on 3. So whoever wins this race is in contention to go to the top step. This is a huge race tonight, because one of these drivers will be on the perfect score going into the final round.
Yeah, Justin Walsh is one that said, man, we way underestimated the conditions in the first round. No room for that now. This is a tough side-by-side race in the offing. Pre-stage lights are on.
Oh, don't get much better than that.
Who won that?
It's Let's Boogie. The Queenslander gets the nod. He goes through on 6 points to the last round, and that's the race of the night. That's one of the best races ever at the Perth Motorplex. What a beautiful thing.
On the visual, you got to say, I think the Red Devil Olive got away well. He did. He had the real estate advantage early, but gee, Justin Walsh in Let's Boogie lived up to the reputation. Boogied it big time at the finish line.
Oh, a little shimmy there for the Red Devil. His first time ever racing here at the Motorplex. Maybe experience there on the behalf of Justin Walsh's run here before gets the win. So 2 rounds down, Rick Gorsey and Justin Walsh tied at the top on 6 points, but there is a 7-car tie for second. Lots to talk about. Let's go to the pits.
Justin Walsh, the good news is another win, looking good in points, but it looks like the team have got a bit of work to do for this 3rd round.
Mate, yeah, we've got a little problem. We're not sure what it is yet. We've got a bit of oil out of the left-hand side of the engine, so hopefully it's a loose fitting and we find it's a quick fix, but who knows, it's nitro, anything can happen. We'll know shortly.
Long way from the East Coast to here. Has the trip been worth it? Enjoyed the Perth experience?
Mate, look, a bad day at the track's better than a good day at work.
It's an awesome crowd. Towing back after the last run, having a look around, it was amazing. It's like, you know what? This place is alive. Nitro Funny Cars back in Perth, man. Killer.
A breathtaking round of Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car action here at the Perth Motorplex. The good news for Rick Gorsey, 560 in that 2nd round. The bad news, you guys look way too busy with this car.
We've hurt the engine, mate. Not good. We've got a fresh now trying to get it back on the track, but with the short turnaround times, it's not going to be easy.
You got the 6 points, you got the low ET at the moment, but you need to get this thing out there, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. We've heard it enough that we've got to change the engine, so not good. It happened after the finish line as well, so we've done a good pass, and we've got a lot more in it, so we were looking for the 50 on the last pass, so hopefully we can get it back and do that 50.
But it's now time for more funny car frivolity, and this is a monster matchup.
This is the last round of the night, the final round. 2 drivers are on the perfect score, Justin Walsh and Rick Gorsey. But for the Nitro Express, they're still working on that car in the pits, trying to get it ready. After unfortunately hurting it. And these guys, well, Matt Abel's on 2 points. Catavardis, one of 7 drivers, on 4 points. So he's actually on for a podium on debut.
I chuckle because I'm not used to seeing Andrew Catavardis trying to look so serious. It's quite funny, but he's serious now because he's right in the game here, as you said, Chad. And again, they'll just step up the program that little bit more. This is more about just learning as they go at this round at the Perth Motorplex, just making those final adjustments.
Just backing up. Oh, no, the car's gone dead, and he throws his head back in despair.
What's happened there? Maybe he's obviously hit something he shouldn't have. Well, as to what, I don't know.
Well, he just reversed the car. The process is he put it back in first gear. There's a kill switch on the steering wheel right next to the first gear button, essentially. So maybe, judging by his reaction, he's hit that. But he is disgusted, and it's going to give Matt Abel centre stage here in Nitro Thunder, another local car.
Rory Taylor really confident here of a stout run. Let's see if he can deliver on his threat here. Car's looking good, gets a little bit towards the centre line.
Hello.
The carrying heat of the finish.
Whoa, big speed, goodness me. Whoa, that's a rub your eyes moment. 560. 560 is huge. Well, Catavardis probably wasn't going to be beating that anytime soon anyway, to be fair, because that is the quickest pass of the night.
What a run for Matt Abel and Rory Taylor and the Speed Talk team. They're carrying a tribute for Gary Mosevic, a legendary man that's involved in the creation and formation of the Perth Motorplex venue. He'd be stoked to see this event and this crowd here tonight too, I must say. Speed, bucket loads of it.
That was awesome. Just wandered a little bit to the left of the lane and then back over to the right, so went the long way. Had that thing been dead straight, could have been a 5.5, but who cares? That was awesome.
The thing the guys that have raced slammer and alcohol cars in the past, Chad, say, these cars are quite similar to them in the first half. But when they boogie like that in the top half, they're just another world of fun. Nitro kicks in, insanity kicks in here.
You want to know something cool? Right now, every single race for the end of the night is a race for the podium. Where else do you see that? This is why this format works. This is why the series is cool.
And the other spoiler, I guess, in all this is if Rick Gorsey can't make it, and they're still thrashing at the moment, and also there's problems with Justin Walsh in some way or another, the door's still wide open here in the ultimate shape of the top 3 in this.
Yeah, it's not just about fighting for 3rd at the moment. Everyone's fighting for 2nd.
What it means is you've got to go hard every time you front up on the racetrack, and that's why this format and this class is awesome.
Shane Olive absolutely loves running here at the Perth Motorplex. First ever race meeting here. He says, I can't believe there's a lady at the end of the track who hands you a glass of water and says, here, this is for you. He says the personal touch at this track is brilliant.
Now, Dan Schultz, they had trouble with their Lenco transmission after the second round. They had to basically change out some bolts using their torches on their iPhone because they don't have their usual inventory here.
And he's being put away because this one's all about the olive. 5.66 is another big run.
The speed.
And that is going to take some beating to get on the podium tonight. That's the benchmark, Dino.
Wow, 411 kilometres an hour. But as I said, good effort by the general and the team to get that car out here. They were thrashing to fix up the transmission after that second round. But give it to this man, Shane Olive. Beautiful car, this Kluger. Look at it, right in the groove, carrying serious finish line heat.
Hear the motor being pulled down like that across the finish line? That car could have been given even more in the second half of the racetrack. I think they would love to have another pass here to just throw even more horsepower across the finish line. They're still underestimating it. Trophies up for grabs. Last round, Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car. Its debut event at the Motorplex has been special. Unbelievable. And worthy of a big crowd.
Absolutely, Chad. Anthony Begley is saying he's had the most fun at a drag racing event in a long, long time. Even though this guy has been serving it up to him. He said, look, Dino, the dark horse Vicinio can do all the Cape line, start line shenanigans he wants. I'll just continue to beat him up on the racetrack. Well, that's a big call.
Tremendous history and what a great view. To be fair, there isn't a bad seat here at the Motorplex, but LA Hooker, this car has been driven by guys like Ron Capps. It has an amazing history in America, let alone in Australia in the last couple of years.
TJ, Tommy Johnson, some top-line Nitro pilots from America have steered this car. And the word is the relationship's been great with this LA Hooker team, and I think I expect to see Beggs a more featured resident of this car moving forward for sure.
Okay, here's the state of play, as James Rowland says. Yep, that'll do. You need to win the race and go quicker than 5.66 to really have confidence of being on the podium. It's not enough to just win. You've got to go fast.
Vicinio's team were a little more busy, shall I say, than LA Hooker between rounds. Will that translate into anything? We're about to find out. Ooh, a bit of a staging duel. Appropriate between these two.
Begley to the start line, but it doesn't matter. He was keen not to lose in a whole shot, but he lost anyway, just outrun 571. Look at the speeds on both cars over 400 Ks, but not quicker than the 5.66.
No, not fast enough, not quick enough, you'd suggest. But look at the crowd. Typically in Perth, they often leave midway through the night here because they get their fill of drag racing. That's not happening. Why? Because the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Car class just continues to force feed side by side Nitro like this. How cool is it?
That's what it looks like when two cars spewing flames go 400 Ks an hour and they're close enough to just about high-five each other out the windows. Let's hear from Anthony Begley.
Beautiful, that's great. That's what we needed to finish the night off, which was really good. The car's been going well all night, and I stuffed it on the last one. Oh, that's gold! With the way the point system goes, it could go any way. You know, any one of these cars here, as we've seen, the West Australian cars have really shown us that they're obviously a force to be reckoned with, so it's really good to see, and it's a great night.
You know when the nice lady down there gives you that glass of water, you're meant to drink it, not throw it over your opponent. As we continue the action here, both these drivers also on 4 points, so they are both in with a shot at getting onto the podium.
Aaron Hambridge in this car. This car was a barrel of fun in the last round at Sydney Dragway. The car's a little straighter, but we saw it go up into instant tyre smoke earlier on. But Aaron Hambridge is really confident of cracking this Bandit car down for a meeting best ET speed. That's a big call.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate this guy being back in a race car? He is an exceptional driver. And on top of that, with all the work that he used to do with Phil Lamartina as his tuner, this guy's natural habitat is with seatbelts on, with a helmet on, with the steering wheel in his hands, doing this.
And ever since they put this car into a 3-disc top fuel style clutch with no lock-up levers, of course, and that 2-speed transmission, the Bandit is, you know what, big time bad.
But Maurice McMillan, he's the giant slayer. He's taken up plenty of recognisable stars in terms of Group 1 drag racing in this country. He wants another one right here in Aaron Hambridge. 566 and 571, the numbers to beat.
So many side-by-side passes here at the Motorplex. Will we see more red lights?
Another one's his third in a row.
Something's up there.
Aaron Hambridge red lights his way out of business.
Another side-by-side 5-second pass. Another roar from this huge Perth Motorplex crowd too.
That's a perfect hat-trick of red lights for Aaron Hambridge. That's a first, never seen that before in one motor
Can't
racing.
not move, Chad, to be brutally honest with you. You've got to ask the quizzical question, don't you? Something is interfering with that car on the start line at the moment, you'd think. But man, one back Kiwi. Good form too.
But not quick enough to go better than 66 or 71, so he's not going to be on the podium tonight, Maurice McMillan, but that's another big win. Let's hear from him.
Did he go red or something?
He red lit.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know that, to be honest. You got out there and it got about half track and it rattled, and when you got your tuner in the next lane, he says just hold it. So we're just holding the shift, and shifted, and it got loose on me, so I just gave it a quick whack on the pedal, and the truck on through. I thought he'd won it, but hey, that's wicked.
Aaron, 412 clicks at the finish line.
Yeah, no, it's top speed for the weekend, so that's, well, so far anyways, a couple more cars to run, but it's unreal. It's trying to run big speed. I think that's like 257, 258 mile an hour, which is killer for this car. It has gone 259 with me in it before. I knew it was flying. I knew it was really quick. I don't know about the ET, I'm not sure if that's really correct. It's still damn fast, but I think it might run a bit quicker than that, but that's okay. Looking forward to, yeah, there's going to be another driver in this car pretty soon, but I'm looking forward to getting in something again soon. After making those couple laps today, I remember why I missed doing this.
This is the final run for the night, and the drama has continued. Unfortunately, Nitro Express, after Conrod failure in round 2, is not fronted.
Yeah, the busyness has been there for the Let's Boogie team too. Catavatas, this will not be a race for points for him. This is just about putting on a show for the crowd, which is what this show is all about. But the seals, the O-ring seals around the supercharger for this car were a problem. There was a lot of oil coming out early, well, after that second round, I should say, Chad, but thankfully they've got the job done for Justin Walsh.
So Catavatas, after unfortunately turning the car off by accident, gets a bit of a lifeline here to run again, but he won't get the points. The points automatically go to Let's Boogie. So Justin Walsh is 100% our winner.
It's just a question of time now.
Yeah. So let's see what he can do to put an exclamation mark on it. He'll be the only driver on 9 points at the end of the night. This is a man who's won the Winter Nationals, the Nationals. He's won a championship in competition in his old Alton. This will go down as one of the finest moments for him, though, because he doesn't just drive this car, he tunes it himself, and he tunes it against the best like Graham Cowan.
And he made the final in Sydney. It's appropriate. He's taken the next step here. Gotta say, Catavatas has come out hard.
Catavatas goes and sets his personal best. How about the crowd in the background as Let's Boogie takes a big win at the Motorplex, gets the perfect 3 wins, and he is the champion for the night.
Man. Once Catavatas gets that bigger fuel pump on this Beach Bomb car, man, it's going to be even more exciting for him.
Well, he improved in all 3 passes. That's all you can ask for. But Justin Walsh, he's pumped up. There he is in the deep end. Let's hear from our winner.
It's all to do with my crew, my wife, Karen. These guys are just sensational. We've been running these cars for 2 years. We've had 3 podiums. This is our first time we get #1 up there, so it's awesome. It's all about the boys. It's awesome.
That is just so good to see. So deserving, like you mentioned. He's been so close in the past, but finally he breaks through. And the other team, including Corey Marriott from Andrew Catavatas' crew, coming over to congratulate him. But that is a hard-earned win. What a way to wrap up the night. The Perth Motorplex got treated to a show.
Coming up after the break, we head over to the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit in the UK for round 6 of the British Sidecar Championship.